what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today, I thought that we would make some green juice. I love green juice, okay? I feel like I was meant to live in Santa Monica. All that shit, like the chlorophyll water and stuff like that, don't know if it's good for you, don't know if it does anything for you. I buy into it. I love it. I first started drinking green juice when I lived in Toronto. I started noticing that like I had a lot of brain fog, like on my days off especially. It was like my body just like gave up, and I would try to go grocery shopping or like do anything, and I honestly was just like, I felt like I was in like a haze. It was the weirdest thing. And as soon as I would drink like one of these healthy green juices, I really liked what was it called? Oh, Greenhouse Juice Co. As soon as I would drink one of these Greenhouse Juice Co. Juices, it was weird. It was like my mind was like, I'm active again. And my dad used to say that like, that's your body telling you that you need like nutrients basically. And I find it hard to like consume enough nutrients by eating them, like in this way, like in my greens and stuff like that. So I like to juice them. So I thought that today we would make my favorite green juice, and hopefully you guys like it. If you are able to pick up some of these ingredients and you make it yourself, if you have a juicer, let me know what you think. But this is my favorite green juice. So I have all of these ingredients here. I don't have any lemon because Sam used my lemons. She borrowed them. She used them to make an apple salad, I'm pretty sure, or something. So I don't have any lemons, but usually I'll put lemon in this. Just, I don't know, extra vitamin C, I guess, even though there's oranges in it. But let's start with the fruits. So I like to do 2 oranges. I like to do the big oranges, not like little mandarins or anything like that. These are like full-on oranges. I like to use these. Then I'm gonna do 2 big apples. So these are the Honeycrisp apples, and they're pretty big. Like these are like some honkin' apples. And that's really the only fruit that I put into my green juice. I don't like green juice that's super fruit forward. My purpose behind drinking green juice is to get vegetables into my body, not necessarily all of the sugar from fruit. I think that fruit is great. It's better if you eat it so that you're getting the fiber along with it instead of just like the concentrated juice. Also, I'm not a nutritionist, obviously, but this is just like from what I've read / how I feel. When I drink like a sugary, like fruit forward green juice, it doesn't make me feel the same as if I drink like a full on like leafy green smoothie green juice sort of thing. So that's the only fruit that I put into there, also with the lemon if I'm feeling lemony that day. Next, I like to put a full freaking head of celery in there. This celery's seen better days. I was supposed to do this video like 3 days ago, but I didn't, and so my celery has kind of like wilted, but that's fine. I'm just gonna peel off the really wilty ones. There's nothing wrong with them, I don't think. I think that it's more so just like your own preference, but I don't know, I just feel weird about wilty celery, so I'm just gonna peel off the first 2 that are just like really, you know, noodly, and then, you know, juice the rest. And what I like about adding celery, I don't know that I buy into all of the health benefits of celery, like people who are drinking like only celery juice or whatever, not only, but like saying that it's like changing their lives. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not a nutritionist, but it would just surprise me because celery is like mostly water. But what I like about it is that it really beefs up your juice. So because there's so much water in it, it gives you more volume in your green juice. And so that's why I like using celery. Obviously, it still has nutrients in it. It's a vegetable. Next is my spinach. So I just have it in one of these little like reusable produce bags. And this is my wilty little spinach because again, I was supposed to do this 3 days ago. So I'm just gonna literally take all of this spinach and throw it in the juicer. And then I just have this little baby thing of kale. I like adding kale because it's a superfood. I don't really enjoy eating kale, so that's why I like to juice it. Oftentimes I'll add Swiss chard as well, but it is quite bitter. I know that kale is bitter as well, but adding Swiss chard, I like the flavor of it as long as I don't overdo it. But the Swiss chard that was at my grocery store recently was not the nicest, so I bypassed the Swiss chard this time. And then the last thing that I'm gonna add is about half of this bag of baby carrots. Usually I would add full carrots, but I didn't have any this time, so I am gonna use the baby carrots, but it's totally not necessary. Obviously the bigger carrots are better for the environment because they don't come in plastic, and you're adding a lot of them, so if you just add 1 big carrot instead of these tiny little baby carrots, it's the same shit, it's a carrot, you know what I mean? But I don't have any, so I'm just gonna add these little baby carrots. Yeah, and then that's that, you guys. I'm gonna wash all of this. I still like to wash my fruit and vegetables. I know that some people don't do it, and that's fine, but I don't always buy organic, so I like to make sure that I'm washing off the pesticides. And I just don't like eating dirt, honestly. And I know that like they get spritzed and stuff like that, but I still wash my shit, so I'm gonna do that, and then we will begin juicing. Okay, so for my apples, I'm just going to peel off these little stickers here, because I don't necessarily like to eat stickers. Pretty sure somebody told me that these are actually food safe, like they're edible, but I just don't know that I trust that. And then because I'm such a weirdo, if there's anything like this, you see this here, where it's been like mutilated, I'll cut that off. I don't know, I think that my dad did this to me. My dad was like really weird about vegetables and fruit and stuff, so I like to cut off any pieces that I don't like. I do not eat the brown spot of the banana, okay? So with my apples, I literally just cut them into quarters. I don't really care about the core, doesn't bother me. And then that's that for my apples. Oh, rogue apple. For my oranges, this is like kind of annoying. I'm just gonna peel these stickers off just because I'm me. I cut them as if I was going to eat them as like an orange slice. So I'll cut them like this. So 4 per half. My knife is not sharp at all. And then I will take the orange slice like this and try to peel it off so that I get like a good kind of like, you know, situation like that. And maybe I eat one. That's a juicy orange. And then I like to keep all of my scraps together. Sometimes I'll put the green bin right next to me while I'm juicing and then just put it right in. But my green bin is full and I don't like taking it out, so I'm waiting for Jeff to take it out. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing with this orange. I'm just gonna roll it around because that one was like kind of a pain in the butt to get off. So I'm just trying to like loosen the flesh from the pith by just giving it a little roll. There we go. Oh, that one's coming off way better. So these are now all of the items that I'm gonna put into my green juice. And so without further ado, let me position this so you can see it. And let's start the time lapse of me juicing this shit up. Okay, welcome back to me. So as I was juicing, I was just remembering a couple other things I wanted to say. So the reason that I go back and forth, sorry, my nose is itchy. The reason I go back and forth between like celery and greens is because in case I put too much greens in and then like it gets a little jammed up, I like to like feed the celery in there to like, I don't know if this makes sense, but I feel like it helps, but to like use the water to like push it down because celery is like more easily like ground up than greens, because it can get like a little mushed up in there. I don't know if that helps. That's the reason that I go back and forth between like different like fruits and veggies while I'm doing it instead of doing like all of the spinach at once or whatever. The other thing, as you can see, our little green juice, yoink, has a lot of foam on it right now. So what I like to do is I like to just like let it sit for a bit. Maybe you could focus on, there we go. So once my green juice is kind of like sitting here like this, I like to just let it sit for like 5 minutes or so that it can fully like incorporate and kind of settle a little bit. And then once it's settled for a bit, I'll scoop that extra foam off of the top, kind of like I would like the head of a beer, before I put it into my little mason jars. So I'm just gonna let this sit for about 5 minutes and then I'll scoop out the foam and show you guys the finished product. Wow, she is beauty. She is grace. So while this was settling, I just did my cleanup. All of those parts just go into the dishwasher, and then I just take all the pulp and the scraps from all the vegetables and the fruits and stuff. I put it into the one bucket that the pulp's already in. I'll dump that straight into the compost. And then after that, my juice is usually ready. It really takes like 5 minutes, honestly, to clean up. It's crazy. And then after that's done, this is usually ready. And then I'll just scoop the foam off the top just with a spoon. I like to like think of it as like juice crema. You know how like espresso gets like a crema? That's like what it makes me think of, or like a latte or something. Anyway, I scoop the foam off. And then I have this like just pure juice here. I'll link the juicer that I have down below if it's still available. It's just I think it's Breville. Hold on. Yeah, it's the Breville Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead juicer. It's actually Sam's, but it's pretty easy to put together once you put it together a couple times. If I haven't used it in a long time, I'm like, how does this go again? But then I figure it out pretty quickly. So yeah, let's put this baby into a mason jar and then get to sipping. So I have a couple different mason jars here. This one is actually from a juice company in Vancouver, but if you return the mason jar, you get $1 off your next juice, but it's pretty far from me, so I ended up just keeping mine and washing them. So I use them for my green juice. And then I just have these 2 mason jars. These are from Superstore. They just came in different colors, and I'll put like my little reusable tops over top of them. I can link those down below as well. I just got them off of Amazon, and then I'll keep it in there so that my green juice is ready. And some people like to have their green juice with a little bit of ice in it. I like to just drink it straight out of the fridge. I don't know why ice makes me feel like weird when I'm drinking a green juice, but if you wanted, you could also add like a pinch of salt to your green juice, some cayenne, like whatever you feel like adding. You could even add like a spritz of lemon if you have some later or whatever. But yeah, I basically just pour it in there, man. That's my green juice, man. Let me take a little swig. Let me grab a straw. These are just little metal straws as well. I can't remember where they're from. Maybe Bed Bath & Beyond. It tastes like orange and apple mixed together with like, I don't know, just like a pinch of earthiness. I really like the taste of like vegetable green juice. So I don't know, if you don't like that taste, it might taste like a little bit offensive to you, but I don't taste the bitterness. It's not sour. I don't even know how to explain it. It tastes mostly like celery, like very celery forward with orange. I don't know. I love this green juice. It makes me feel so good. I can't even explain to you guys. Like, I don't know that I would really like preach that kind of stuff if I didn't like really believe it made me feel differently. Like even when I was a kid, my dad would be like, you feel different if you eat carrots, you can see better. And I was like, no, I can't, Dad. But it was because I always had 20/20 vision, you know what I mean? And so I think same thing with me when I was a kid or like even a teenager, I could eat Mr. Noodle and feel exactly the same as if I ate like a green goddess salad. But these days, if I'm feeling foggy, even like as a best practice sort of thing, I'll grab a green juice. Green juice is also very expensive to purchase. Like cold pressed juices and stuff like that. So even though it's still expensive to make it, it's so much cheaper than like going out and buying one of these, like this jar that I got from that juice company in Vancouver. I think it was like $15 or something like that for this one green juice. And I would say that it cost probably $15 maybe to make all of these, if not less. So it's definitely better to make them yourself if you're interested in making green juice. And you can make all types of juice with juicers too, right? Like you can make like full on fresh squeezed orange juice, apple juice, you know, whatever juice you want to make, you can juice with a juicer. Anyway, I just feel like in these times we need anything that makes us feel like a little bit more peppy and like have a little bit, you know, I feel like juices for me, if I have green juice in the fridge in the morning, I'm like, that's my self-care for the day because it makes me feel good. That's why I like those like Santa Monica-y things like the chlorophyll and like just, I don't know. I don't know why that vibe makes me feel so good, but it's more of like, again, like a self-care thing for me. I'm like, yeah, I feel bougie. I feel like I am the vision of health. And in all honesty, you are getting health benefits from it, right? So anyway, I hope that you guys liked my favorite green juice video / recipe. I can leave the recipe down below in the description box as well, but you can obviously play with it as much as you want. If certain vegetables bother you, fruits bother you, whatever, you can really mix and match and find your favorite recipe. But I just hope that this made like juicing a little bit more, I can't not say it, approachable. I hope it made juicing a little bit more approachable for you because I know that it wasn't approachable for me at the beginning and now I can't stop. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video or if you like my videos, please subscribe. It helps me out so much, and like or comment this video. If you don't like it, hey man, that's up to you and you can dislike it if you want to, but just know the green juice gods are coming for you. I'm just kidding, they won't, and that's fine. Okay.